Welcome back, guys. We are done with the theme of kingship. Now we're gonna start a new theme, which is the natural order. A Macbeth usurpation of the throne upsets the natural order of things. At that time, people believed in what they called the great chain of being. God at the top, angels below him, and everything in the earthly realm below them in order of importance. At the top, on earth, come the emperors and the kings, and then after them, the thanes and the princes and the commanders and so on. So, by killing Duncan, Macbeth has broken the chain of being and invited dire evil consequences. Do you remember the example that we mentioned in the class? Like when we said the falcon is killed by the owl. So let's do this. Immediately after Duncan's murder, we hear of examples of this overturning of nature in actions. Like they said, a falcon towering in her pride of place was by a mousing owl hooked at and killed. The falcon's pride of place is the highest point of its flight, and the owl, which usually catches mice on the ground, went up instead of down and killed the falcon. A falcon is a day creature and a royal companion, while an owl or the owl is a bird of night and death. So, if things in nature stands for things in human life, King Duncan was a symbol, or the falcon was a symbol for King Duncan, and the owl was a symbol for Macbeth. And how a tiny creature can kill a big falcon. So how this tiny Macbeth can kill the mighty Duncan. There is an evident example about the Duncan's horses. Shakespeare was clever in using symbols. So they said, Beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls and flung out, contending against obedience as they would make war with mankind. So here, the minion in this context is someone's favorite. Macbeth, Macbeth and Lady Macbeth were King Duncan's minions. The king showered them with honors and gifts, and they turned wild and made war on their master. Also, maybe the horses here it could be interpreted as the themes of Duncan's after his death. They're gonna turn against each other and kill each other, and this is really what happened. So let's continue. Um, okay. The third theme, which is the supernatural of the witches. We know that James I had a fascination with witches, and that's why he wrote a book about them. From the beginning, the witches are called out as unnatural, as it is mentioned, they have beards and they cannot be recognized as men or as women, and they always spoke in rhymes and they use riddles and so on. And these witches are tied up with the altering of the natural order seen in the rest of the play. And their association is always done with evil and with chaos. And here Shakespeare was clever in linking the first stage or the first statement, the witches said, and linking it to the first phrase or the first statement Macbeth said. Witches repeated the phrase, fair is foul and foul is fair. And when Macbeth appeared in scene 2, he said, so foul and fair a day I have not seen. However, these witches serve mostly as a catalysts to the action. More potent impetus comes from Macbeth himself and his wife. The third theme, which is ambition, I guess we talked about this in the class, but let's talk about it. All of the Shakespeare's tragic heroes have a symbol flow. Yeah, we said before, any tragic hero must have a defect, a symbol, defect, or flaw that gonna lead him to his downfall. So Macbeth really wants to be king, and the witches speak to his secret thoughts at their first meeting, which is why he reacts so strangely. Why do you